Right, this is version D104, which the main point of the exercise is to do the triggered sync for using NI sync on independent chassis with independent controllers, and the synchronisation card, 6674T card. So you can see here there's a couple of servers going, which I've just connected to on the client. It just brings in all the detailed information. I then update the time base. You can see now you can save the settings. There's some interface improvements going on in this version as well. And here we're just same again. You can save the last settings. Again, as in previous versions, we can change the user channel. So just to make this quite clear what I'm doing, it's I'm going to do the slave start. So I'm going to put channel 0 of the first card in the chassis, and channel 0 of the last card in the chassis. Reason for testing this is because the 18 slot chassis have 3 separate parts to them that will need linking up to get the triggering to go. So essentially they're like three chassis stuck together. So I'll just call it slave start chan, slave end chan. And I'll do the same for the master. And here you can see it's just running in immediate mode, so whatever settings you've set, it just runs immediately. So it's just capturing what's going on. You see it's reading about 2 volts. So in my pulse generator, I've got it on the manual pulse. And when I press it, it just changes state, so it just flips back down to 0 or up to 2. And that goes off to all of those channels that we just named. So let's just undock a graph so we can see the masters and the slaves separate. So this just shows you the new graphing display facilities. You can see that's happily chuntering away, just bringing back immediate data from whatever it's seeing. So now, once I've finished fiddling around, you could save that as an experiment. So the new save and load and save as is the same, so it saves all the experiment details. You can reload that back in, and it loads all the channel settings, the channel names, the graph positions, how many undocked graphs you've got, etc., etc. The only thing I haven't included so far is all the trigger settings, which is a new thing. But, I just wanted to make sure I got the triggering working correct before I actually did that. So now there's triggering. So you've got 3 options currently. The option currently I have available is system sync. So that's the whole system is synchronized. I started on that because it's the most difficult. So you have to declare your master. You have to set your parameters. So you've got all your normal digital triggering. So here I'm coming in on PFI 0. 60-second timeout, positive slow. Are we all done? And now it goes through quite the slow process, and currently it's slow really just to make sure it's efficient. But what we do is we chat to each server, telling it its settings, and then flipping it into state so we're handshaking correctly. This is pretty good. It's about 95% good. Sometimes it gets into a pickle, but it's quite a complex process. If it gets into a pickle, you just cancel out and start again. But so now it's a phase lock loop. Now it's waiting for the sync pulse. And once it gets into that, now it's all done. Check acquire, so it's going to finish off. Eventually. Oh, that's me getting impatient. Oh, I think that's finished. I had to cancel that out, but it seems to have gone through. So I've got a few things to do on getting that a bit more robust. But essentially it means that every state needs its communications fed back. Right, and now you see me, I've pressed my button, changed the state, and it's picked up the masters and the slaves. So I can just zoom out and do all the normal graphy stuff that Navier lets you to do. So first I'm going to create a new graph, and you'll see by creating a new graph the little it says your experiment has changed, so you're going to have to save that again if you want to keep those changes, a bit like every other Windows program in the world. But here I'm setting some cursors. There's a multitude of extra stuff I can do now. I've got cursors, and with horizontal start and finish we can actually do a calculation. So there's a load of preset calculations in there, and again on request we can add more if it comes out marvellous. For some reason I always want to put the start as red and the end as green, which is back to front, so you'll see me change that in a minute. I notice my calculation is reversed. So what I'm trying to do here is on a level line is to work out the span, which tells us the actual inaccuracy of one lead set to another. And a lot of this could well be connectors, because I'm using a very ropey set of connectors. So a decent set of SMAs with all the rest of it might work out a lot better. But you can see even with that I'm in 100 picoseconds. No, 800 picoseconds. 900 picoseconds. Phase difference. So that's all just one square pulse, one state change across two independent systems. Job's a good one. I'm currently in this mode. If you exit out, it kills everything, but I'll probably end up taking that out, because I think the server should run all the time. What I should probably do is initialize or reinitialize them on an exit.